This is a really nice looking 1966 real deal Impala Super Sport, powered by what I believe to be its original 327 4-barrel. Its code is HCH, which is a 1966 327 4-barrel engine. Came out of an Impala with an automatic transmission, and that's exactly the way this one is today. So pretty sure it's the original engine. Does have power steering. It's got power brakes, which are both nice options in this car. The paint code is R-R. So just a really nice, clean, turnkey driver. It definitely has an older restoration on it. We got it in. We gave probably a 2 or 3 stage buff on it. Wet sanded a little bit of it. It really has a brilliant shine. It's got a really straight body, but it does have some paint chips and some little nicks and stuff. So the restoration is definitely older, but just a really nice running, driving car. Besides the air cleaner, the engine looks bone stock. We do have just a little bit of a, I don't know, something dropped on here or what. There's just some little tiny little imperfections here. Not sure what's going on right there at the top of the fender. And it's got paint chips and stuff, guys. I mean, it's, you can look all around, you're going to see some paint chips, stuff like that, all around the car. But the car has a great shine to it, really buffed out nice. The grill is in really good shape. It's original. Front bumper appears to be original, and that looks good as well. Still has nice chrome on it. As we come around here to the front fender, there's chip here, little stuff like that. There's a little paint chip here. Very solid though, no blisters on the lower fender. Rest of the paint looks nice and clean. Door gap is really nice from top to bottom over here on the passenger side. Rocker panel has some paint chips. If you kind of look right down along the bottom, you do have some paint chips there. But as far as rust bubbles, anything like that, super solid. The door handle's oxidized a little bit. It's not pitted at all, but it is oxidized. Door gap looks nice and even on the back side of the door. In front of the rear wheels, I don't see any blisters or rust, bubbles, nothing like that. Over the wheel well is excellent. Behind the rear wheel is really nice too. No blisters there, no bubbles. Paint looks really nice on the quarter panel, above and below the body trim line. Both looks nice. As we come up along here, the roof line, paint looks nice. Got a couple little, you can't even feel them, but a couple little stresses in the paint right here, small. And some little chips and stuff on the roof, but no hail damage. Looks very nice and straight. As we get back here to the trunk lid, we tried to wet sand that out, but the trunk lid's faded a little more than the rest of the car, just a little bit. It's kind of oxidized, just a little bit here too. But like I said, it's really smooth, very straight, nice bodied, real deal Super Sport. Back bumper has a couple little dings and some little scuffs, but presentable for a driver. In the trunk comes with brand new tail light chrome right here. We got all the new chrome for the tail lights. It comes with that as well. This here is original and does have some oxidation at the very bottom. We do have a few little blisters right along the edge of this trunk lid, or not at the edge here, but just right above here. A couple little spots there. Door opens and closes really nicely. You open up the jambs, and the door jamb paint is done just as nice as the rest of it. All looks nice and clean. Door panel looks really nice on the passenger side. Rubbers are like new. They're nice and soft yet. Corner of the door looks real good down here. As we go over here and look at the dash pad's in excellent shape. No cracks anywhere that I can see in the dash pad. The rest of the dash is in nice shape. Some of the chrome the little chrome trim around the dash instrumentation is chipped away a little bit. So carpet looks good. It's got the retractable seat belt. It looks like it's missing the little plastic cover. Appears to have the correct bucket seats in there. Seat backs are great. It's got seat belts for 2 in the back. The dome lights work. Does have a white headliner. Headliner is very presentable condition. Headliner looks great, but the rear sail panel in the very back has a couple little bubbles in it where it could be glued out just a little bit better in that very corner. Back shelf looks fine. It's got a nice set of Kenwood 6x9s in the back. Seats are in great shape in the back. I don't see any seam splits, any issues there at all. It does have both new mirrors, so 2 chrome mirrors, and they're both brand new. Like I said, this car is just a great looking driver. If we look up and down the sides of it, super straight. Driver's side looks really nice. It's got the wheel well trim, the correct hubcaps. Tires are in great shape on it. Behind the rear wheel, we do have a couple little chips in the paint. No blisters, no bubbles, nothing over the wheel well. That all looks great. Little tiny little paint imperfection here, no bubble or nothing. Just a little paint separation, very small. Rocker panel looks great. I don't see any blisters anywhere in this lower quarter in front. We got a paint chip up here in the top of the rear quarter. So we do have some, like I said, it's got some chips. It's got a little touch up right here. It's got some little paint stresses right in here. Bunch of little paint chips right along the top edge of this rocker here. Lower fender solid. But as you look at this car in a whole, I know it's got some paint chips and stuff like that, but it has got an awesome shine. It can go to any car cruise and just be really proud of it. It really runs nice and has a great look. I mentioned the bow tie mirrors are brand new. Both the door jambs are really nice. Corners of the doors are great on both sides. Inside the trunk's got the spare and jack and mat and everything looks nice there as well. Driver's side door panel, just as nice as the passenger. Armrest is good. VIN number plates all nice and clean. If you look at her seat here, you can just see it's just kind of wore just a little bit. Not wore through, but it's just kind of scuffed. Some white scuffs in there. I don't see any rips or tears or any seam splits anywhere in them. The horn works. Wipers are working, they park correctly. Good, the dome lights work. It's got an AM/FM cassette, or I'm sorry, not a cassette, just an AM/FM digital radio. Chevy, that works. Clock does not work, gas gauge works, and speedometer works. Heater fan works. It has a manifold gauge. That works. Oil pressure is really high on it. It's way over to between the 3/4 and the high. Temperature gauge works as well. Alternator gauge works. A battery gauge. So rare gauges, and they all work. The console's in fantastic shape as well. Nice floor shift with it. Just a really nice turnkey cruising car. As far as our floor pans and stuff goes, there's pictures of it on our website. It's got a couple patches in the front, 2 pans. They've been done with metal and stuff, but they have had 2 patches in the front pans. That's the best thing about this car. I mean, it looks great, but this car runs and drives fantastic. I know the first day I got it in, I took it for a spin, and we always do that to see kind of what needs to be fixed and stuff like that. But this car, all the gauges worked, everything worked on it. So it was just it was an easy car to take care of. It does have the power brakes, and the power brakes are a little touchy. It almost feels like disc. I mean, I'm sure they're drum in the front, but it stops you right now. Steering is really nice too. Power steering works great. Yeah, there's no pull left or right on the brakes, and it's got a really nice full pedal. I'm pretty sure, I can't remember 100% on that CH code, but I think it was if I remember right, 327, 275 horse, if I remember. Transmission shifts great. Now we got a ton of receipts on this car as well. I think I made mention of that in the advertisement. So we got a ton of receipts on it, a bunch of literature. This transmission was replaced with the Turbo 350. It would have come from the factory with the Power Glide. Turbo 350 was put in here, and it shifts fantastic. Pretty sure that Turbo 350, if I remember right, we had receipts on that too. So that was all gone through. As far as going down the road, 65 mile an hour, front end feels great, shocks feel nice, cruises great down the road, doesn't need an alignment, nothing like that. It's a fantastic car. Another thing is the transmission kick down, the passing gear works properly as well. There's our brakes. Idle's nice. Tranny shift's awesome. I'm pretty sure this is the 275 horse. It's got a lot of power. There's your brakes again.